Welcome to another installment of Crossroads Real Estate. Today I wanted to take a look at artificial intelligence and how it relates to the real estate market. Now, first of all, I just want to go over a couple of things about artificial intelligence. Basically, artificial intelligence is computers thinking on their own. Well, okay, that conjures up a whole bunch of images and people's imaginations, especially the science fiction movies to where the computer takes over the world and, you got a small group of people that got to disconnect the thing. Anyway, sure, you could use computers for good in the medical and scientific research, for instance, but then, of course, we got to take a look at, the computers only going to go in the direction that it has been programmed. And that's going to raise a lot of good benefits, and it could also raise a lot of risks in the medical field if they want to develop drugs that basically just mask the symptoms without curing it, or they could use it to actually try to analyze the human body and come up with some natural cures that have no side effects that will actually cure disease. And in the scientific end, I really don't need to get into too much detail about that, but we know that there's, let's say, differing opinions in the scientific fields today. So there you go. Artificial intelligence can be used for good or bad in the medical and scientific fields. You can use artificial intelligence for design, designing anything, whether it's toys up until, items for space shuttles or whatever, cars, whatever. I used to be a designer, and when I was a designer way back then, they called them rent-a-pencils because we drew on paper on a drafting board. And back in those days, I would be called in to companies as a contractor because they had an idea, but they didn't know how to design it, so they would call someone in with the patience and the foresight to be able to create something that nobody's ever imagined. How are we going to make this thing work, and how are we going to design it so that it's the lowest cost and the most efficient and everything else. Basically, when I went in, I would form a loosely knit team, find the best minds in the company that knew how to think, that didn't have oversized egos, and I would start off with a design. I would take it over and review it with people, gather all the ideas, put it all down on paper, come up with the best design at the lowest cost that was the most durable, and boom, it was all done. Well, okay, how do we get a computer to do that? Obviously, the computer can be used to examine the cost, strength, and durability, but how do you get a computer to start designing something that no one's ever seen? If no one's ever seen it, how do you introduce the initial program into the computer for the computer to see something that's never been seen? I don't know. Anyway, that's one of the problems, something that, maybe they'll come up with a solution in the future. Okay. So more or less, you can use artificial intelligence and computers after the new concepts are initiated. Okay, they're talking about using artificial intelligence in politics, and that raises a couple of questions. Basically, what are they going to do? They're going to use the computer to come up with ads to present in front of people. Basically, they're going to come up with ads. They're going to say what the computer sees the people want to hear. Is that truthful? Okay, I'm going to leave that up to you. Okay, and then we hear about the threats of creating videos and internet posts that are imitating candidates to say things that, are going to smear the candidate. So, do we need laws, regulations, and everything controlling AI? I think we've already got enough laws and everything on the books, and we do have civil courts. But, in a campaign process, they start releasing these things a week or two before we go out and vote. It could sway an election. So, okay, but I want to concentrate on artificial intelligence in real estate. Already, for about a year, I've been receiving hundreds of emails from companies claiming that they have artificial intelligence programs that could do all my advertising. And, for a couple $100 a month, I could just pay them and they would just have this computer putting out all kinds of ads that would increase my business and make me rich beyond my wildest dreams. Okay, so I got to ask myself, artificial intelligence in the hands of who knows what? What are the concepts? How do people, and my first question, I got a lot of calls. My first question is, are you a licensed real estate agent or broker? Well, no. Well, that raises a red flag. So, basically, people are trying to get into the real estate business with no license, no training, no nothing, and they claim to have a computer that can do the job for them. Is that good or is that bad? But it also raises a couple of other questions. So you got these artificial intelligence programs in the hands of people, and we don't know who they are. What are they using these programs for? Well, basically, what are these artificial intelligence programs doing? They're scanning the internet, and they're accessing who knows what on computers all over the world. So what are they doing? Are these computers reverse engineering concepts and stealing? What information are they stealing? Are they stealing information on weapons? Are they stealing information on virus research? Don't forget, one of the concepts of artificial intelligence is you just put a computer on a task and it'll just go through the task in microseconds of breaking into secure computer systems. So lots of luck on stopping that. Not to mention they steal personal information. And it's only going to be a matter of time before these computer systems are going to create ways of stealing personal information, creating accounts with that information, and what's going to happen with that. So things are, is the world going to get better with artificial intelligence, or is the world going to be going down the toilet with artificial intelligence? That's the question. Okay, back to real estate. Basically, every state has laws regarding advertising for real estate. Wisconsin has more than an entire page of laws that regulate what ads can claim, what they cannot claim, and then there has to be certain items in every single ad. Some states basically just say you have to have the name of the broker in there. So in every ad, I would have to have Crossroads Real Estate in there. Or some states say you have to have the name of the company and the licensed broker, and some states the licensed broker's license number, and some states the broker and the agent and their license number. So, okay, these people that are using this artificial intelligence know this? Are they having their computers scan the laws and automatically making sure that the ads are legal according to state law? I don't know. You talk to these people and they don't have any license. They're not even aware of the laws. Come on. If someone's going to be a salesperson, they should know something about the product, right? If they don't know anything about the product, I don't even want to talk to them. Now, should a real estate agent or broker really trust their license to a computer, especially a computer that the salesperson or business owner doesn't know anything about? And then I got to ask the question, what about the personal touch? To me, I'd rather pick up the phone, talk to people. I really don't get into texting, although I do use texting for a few little simple things, like if you're going to show up late for an appointment, I'm going to be 10 minutes late. Okay, fine. Everything has its purpose, but to rely too much on one source of innovation or one source of new technology, it seems to take away the personal touch. And realistically, in real estate, I'm supposed to be helping people to make a decision on the most important investment of their life. So I can say without a shadow of doubt that my mind is telling me to stay away from this artificial intelligence and leave that up to the people that want to go down that route. That's their choice, but I don't have to agree with it. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to share and like, and leave some comments on your thought on artificial intelligence, not only in real estate, but in the world in general.